Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for presenting today's board meeting. I am Tan Sri Muhammad, the chairman of this meeting, and I would like to welcome all of you to this virtual board meeting. Before we begin with our meeting, I would like to commence the meeting by introducing fellow company directors. The first one is Dato' Irfan Bebadri. And then the second one is Encik Idris bin Yusuf. The third one is Dato' Imelda binti Mazlan. Lastly, Ms. Vinci, our company secretary, will perform the functions of secretary in today's meeting. Are there any apologies for absence in today's meeting?
Yes, Tan Sri, Dato' Nathan and Dato' Nazir could not join the meeting due to the personal reasons.
Thank you, Ms. Vinci. Is the quorum of directors present?
Yes, Tan Sri, the quorum of directors is present in today's meeting.
Very well. Since a quorum of directors is present and the meeting having been duly convened was ready to proceed with business, I hereby call this meeting to order at 10:30 a.m. and Ms. Vinci will record the minute. All right, with the consent of the members present, I declare that the notice of board meeting having been circulated for the prescribed period was taken as read. Ms. Vinci, can you please read the procedure for the meeting and explain the voting procedure to us?
All right, Tan Sri, the procedure for the meeting will follow the agenda written in the notice of board meeting. The chairman will announce to end the discussion of any resolution and go into voting. All the resolutions set out in the notice of board meeting will be voted by shows of hands. Every director has one vote. A resolution is passed if it is agreed to by all directors present without dissent, or if a majority of the vote cast on it are in favor of it. Is there any question? All right, if no question, Tan Sri, you may proceed.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Vinci. Then we may proceed with the meeting. Can someone propose the minutes to be passed as a true record?
I propose the minute to be passed as a true record.
I second the motion.
Okay, thank you, Dato' Irfan and Dato' Imelda. We may now proceed with the formal business of the meeting. For the first agenda, which is to receive the audited financial statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2021 and the reports of director and auditors thereon, I would like to invite Dato' Imelda to give opinion on the audit of the financial statements.
Thank you, Tan Sri. So I have emailed all of you a copy of the audited financial statements along with the auditor's final report. I believe everyone will have taken a look at it prior to this meeting. Now I would like to highlight the key audit matters of the company. Based on the report from our external auditor, the financial statements prepared by Rancak Niaga Berhad, which comprise the statements of financial position as at 31st December 2021 and statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, statements of cash flows and notes to the financial statements, including a summary of significant accounting policies as set out on pages 108 to 172 is in compliance with GAAP.
Thank you, Dato' Imelda. I believe everyone has received and read through audited financial statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2021 and the reports of directors and auditors. So now we will move to our second agenda, which is regarding the retirement and election of directors. Firstly, we will proceed with the retirement of the director, which is it will be required to select 1/3 members from our board to be retired, and hence we will select 2 of us to retire from the board during AGM. This is due to we need to comply with the law under clause 106 subsection 2 of the company's constitution. So I will ask Ms. Vinci to explain more about this clause.
Okay, thank you, Tan Sri. As stated in company's constitution under clause 106, at the AGM in subsequent year, 1/3 of the director of the company for the time being, or if their number is not 3 or a multiply of 3, then the number nearest to 1/3 shall retire from office. Hence, according to this, General Tan Sri Muhammad bin Muhammad Ali and Datin Imelda binti Mazlan will be the director to retire from the board during this AGM. Can I know both of your opinions regarding this matter?
Yes, I agree with Ms. Vinci regarding this matter, and I don't have any objection.
I also agree with this agenda. I understand about clause 106 subsection 2 in the company's constitution that has already been explained by Ms. Vinci just now, and I volunteered to retire from this office.
But may I ask, the retired director can be re-elected again during the next AGM, right?
Yes, Encik Idris, according to the company's constitutions, the retired director can be re-elected again if the retired director agrees with it and ordinary resolution has been passed by the members.
So in relation to what Ms. Vinci said just now, I would like to ask all of you whether you guys agree to re-elect me, which is General Tan Sri Muhammad bin Muhammad Ali, and Datuk Imelda binti Mazlan as the directors of the company. Those who agree with this matter may raise your hand. All right, so everyone agrees with the re-elected of directors during the next AGM. So I would like to conclude that we will have two directors to retire from the board during the next AGM, which is General Tan Sri Muhammad bin Muhammad Ali and Datuk Imelda binti Mazlan. However, they will be re-elected again to become directors during the next AGM. So is there any question regarding this issue?
I'm honored, but there's no question about this matter.
Thank you, but no more question from me.
No more questions from me, Tan Sri.
Okay, hereby I declare this agenda is resolved. All right, the next agenda is retirement and reappointment of director pursuant to clause 120 of the constitution of the company. Ms. Vinci, could you please help me in explaining more about this?
Sure, Tan Sri. According to clause 120 of the company's constitutions, it provides that the director shall have power at any time and from time to time to appoint any person to be a director, either to fill a casual vacancy or as an addition to the existing directors. But the total number of directors shall not at any time exceed the maximum number fixed in accordance with the constitution. Any director appointed shall hold office only until the next following AGM of the company and shall then be eligible for election, but shall not be taken into account in determining the directors who are to retire by rotation at the meeting. With regards to this, Encik Idris bin Yusof, who was appointed by the board on 15 January 2022, will need to retire from the board during the upcoming AGM. What did you think about this, Encik Idris?
I understand with what Ms. Vinci said just now, so therefore I will retire from the board in this AGM. However, may I know about the reappointment of director during the next AGM?
Sure, Encik Idris. According to the company's constitutions, the retired director can be reappointed again if the retired director agrees with it and an ordinary resolution has been passed by the members.
Okay, so based on what Ms. Vinci said just now, I would like to ask you all whether you all agree to reappoint Encik Idris as director of the company. You can raise your hand if you agree with that. All right, if everyone agrees with the reappointment of Encik Idris, I would like to conclude that Encik Idris will retire from the board during the next AGM due to the appointment of director not done through AGM. However, he will be reappointed again to become directors during the next AGM. Therefore, I declare that the agenda is resolved. So we will go on to the next item on the agenda, which is the reappointment of the auditor and the fixing of auditors' fees. We have invited Datuk Irfan today to discuss further regarding this matter.
Okay, thank you, Tan Sri. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the day. So first and foremost, since the beginning of the year, our auditor, Messrs. Mukro Malaysia PLT, has been appointed as our auditor for 3 years. Hence, they will be reappointed as our auditor for the upcoming fiscal year. So in this regard, I seek your approval and kindly raise your hand if you approve.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I share the same view with Datin Imelda.
Okay, so in this instance, Messrs. Mukro Malaysia PLT will be reappointed as our auditor for the next fiscal year. So as agreed by the majority of us, following that, we will move on to setting the auditor fee for this year's audit charge. We paid Mukro Malaysia PLT a total of 60,000 ringgit Malaysia. However, they have stated that audit rates will rise to 68,000 ringgit Malaysia per year in the next year.
Sorry for interrupting you, Dr. Irfan, but did they give any justification for the rise in audit rates?
Okay, I appreciate that this may come as a news to all of us, and sure they do provide an explanation for the increased audit rates. The increase in auditor's fee is attributable to an increase in the market when performing audit work, as well as the influence of inflation, acquisition and divestitures, and also COVID-19.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Irfan, for the additional explanation, which has helped us better understanding the situation. Is there anyone else who has question about this?
Thank you, Tan Sri and Dr. Irfan, but no more questions for me.
Same goes for me. I think I understand it now.
As there are no other questions, please raise your hand if you agree with this. So I concluded that we will reappoint Messrs. Mokraw Malaysia PLT as our auditor, and the audit fees will be fixed at 68,000 ringgit Malaysia per annum. Okay, let's proceed with the next agenda. Ms. Vinci, can you help me with that?
Sure, Tan Sri. The next agenda stated in the notice is approving the remuneration of directors, including payment of fees and benefits. I would like to call Dr. Irfan as the members of Remuneration Committee to deliver his suggestion and comments regarding this matter.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Vinci. So last week we had the Remuneration Committee meeting to review the remuneration of the board, and we have decided to retain the director's fees and benefit for each director as last year. So this is because of the effect of COVID-19 pandemic that the company is facing now, as we board of directors should do our best in reducing company operating costs, right?
Yes, I agree with that.
I agree too.
too.
So may I know what the amount of the remuneration is?
So in the previous financial year, the amount of directors' fee payable was up to 3,200,000 ringgit Malaysia, while the directors' benefit was up to 1,300,000 ringgit Malaysia. So this amount had been approved at the 9th annual general meeting in accordance with section 230 subsection 1 of the Company Act 2016. Therefore, I would like to ask if everyone agrees with the recommendation.
Yes, I agree with you, Dr. Irfan, regarding the amount of the remuneration, which is up to 3,200,000 ringgit Malaysia.
I also support your suggestion, Dr. Irfan.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Irfan. If there is no doubt, then we shall vote. Those in favor of the approval of directors' remuneration, please raise your hand. All right, then, as the vote shows the majority agreed with this, we will remain the director's remuneration at the same amount. Hereby, I declare the agenda is resolved. Now, allow me to go on to the fifth item on the agenda, which is the authority to issue shares under Company Act 2016, Section 75 and 76. For you, Ms. Vinci, please assist me in explaining this to all of the directors.
Sure, Tan Sri. It is a true pleasure for me to assist everyone who is present. Subject to Section 75 and 76 of Companies Act 2016, the directors of the company are empowered to issue and allot shares upon the approval by way of resolution by the company has been obtained. And further that, such authority shall commence immediately upon the passing of this resolution and continue to be in force until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting of the company.
Thank you, Ms. Vinci. With regards to this, do you all have any question about this?
No questions, Tan Sri.
No, I don't have any questions at the moment.
Okay, thanks for asking. My thinking has already been expressed by others.
Great. If there is no further discussion, please raise your hand if you agree and approve this matter. Thank you very much. And I now proclaim that the agenda has been fulfilled. So let's proceed with the last agenda in this meeting, which is to propose the changes of the company's name from Rancak Niaga Berhad to Rancak Niaga Holding Berhad. Regarding this matter, Ms. Vinci did advise me before meeting. So let's ask Ms. Vinci back for more information on the company's name change proposal.
Okay, thank you, Tan Sri. As agreed in the last board meeting on 20 April 2021, I have reserved the new name of the company, which is Rancak Niaga Holding Berhad. I have attached in my email in the circular to the shareholders in relation to the proposed change of name that I have drafted. Please have a look at it. If there is no correction required, Then I would like to ask our chairman to sign for the circular.
So this proposed change of name will be subject to special resolutions in our upcoming AGM, right?
Yes, Encik Idris, you are right.
I assume there will be no more comments on the circular. Please show your hand if you have no objection to signing the circular. All right, I will sign for this circular to shareholders in relation to the proposed change of name. All right, is there any other additional matter what we want to discuss?
Yes, Tan Sri, I have several matters to be discussed. The first one is regarding the issue of investment that you have said to this company.
Oh yes, regarding that matter, I have been wanting to invest more shares in the company because I have a strong feeling that Rancak Travels India Berhad will evolve in the future. This is because the government has been committed to strengthening the tourism industry since the reopening of border as we are now in the endemic phase of the COVID-19.
Okay, thank you for your insight, Tan Sri, regarding this matter. I think that it will be great to have more shares to advance this company. I assume that all of the director will gladly accept your kindness. Next, we will move to the next agenda. Hence, I would like to call Datin Imelda to explain more about the proposal that she has prepared.
Thank you, Ms. Mincy. So I have prepared a proposal to seek an 70 million ringgit loan from Mbank Islamic Berhad. The purpose of seeking this loan is to finance this company in order to function well. But before that, to secure that payment, the loan would be charged against the lane at Mukim Pangkalan Kundur as a question of charge. But I'm not sure about the details of that.
Okay, Datin Imelda, I will help you go with that. Under Section 77 of the Companies Act, every company creating a charge shall register the particulars of charge signed by the company and its charge. A charge created by a company is required to be registered with the registrar within 30 days of its creation in such form and on payment of such fees as may be prescribed. Where a charge is registered with registrar, the registrar shall issue a certificate of registration of charge in form number CHG2 and for registration of modification of charge in form number CHG3 to the company and to the person in whose favor the charge is credited. This document is included in the statutory register. As a secretary, I am responsible to keep the statutory register throughout the business.
So with the explanation of Ms. Vinci, I think that all of us understand regarding the creation of charge. Is there anyone that does not understand this? As all of us understand, we shall move to the next matter. Ms. Vinci, you can continue.
Okay, we move to the next matter, which is about the next AGM. As we are not ready with the audited financial statement earlier, we have been approved by the Security Commissions to extend our next AGM and not within 6 months after the statement of financial year end. After long task, I think the most suitable date to conduct the next AGM is on 10 July 2022. Do you all agree with that date?
I strongly agree as you have made your point very clear.
Yes, I have the same opinion.
Yes, I agree completely.
So as all of us agree with that date, I conclude that 10 July 2022 is our date of the next AGM. Ms. Vinci is now authorized to deliver the notice of meeting to the Board of Directors on my behalf.
Okay, I would like to ask all of us to review the notice of the next AGM together. So our next AGM will be held at Lot 10, Complex Dagangan Changnun. We have 5 ordinary businesses and 2 special businesses to be discussed in the next AGM. The ordinary businesses included, first, to receive the audited financial statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2021 and the reports of directors and auditors thereon. Second, to re-elect the following directors who retire in accordance to clause 106, subsection 2 of Constitution and being eligible offer themselves for the election. Third, to reappoint the following director who retire pursuant to clause 120 of the Constitution of the company and who being eligible offer themselves for the re-election. And the fourth is to reappoint Messrs. Crow Malaysia PLT as auditors of the company for the financial year ending 31st December 2022 and to authorize the directors to fix their remuneration. And the last is to approve the remuneration of director, which is payment of fees and benefits to the directors up to an amount 3,200,000 ringgit Malaysia and 1,300,000 ringgit Malaysia respectively, to be maintained at the same amount as the previous financial year. For the special businesses, we have first, power to issue share pursuant to Section 75 and 76 of the Companies Act 2016. And second is proposed change of name from Rancak Niaga Berhad to Rancak Niaga Holding Berhad. That is the main business that we need to discuss during the AGM, but we can transact any other business of which due notice shall have been given.
All right, it is great that we can finish all of our agenda. As a review on what happened in this meeting today, Ms. Vinci, can you conclude for us on what we have discussed today?
Sure, Tan Sri. We have a total of 8 agenda for today's board meeting. I will briefly conclude for each agenda. Firstly, all directors have received and read through audited financial statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2021 and the reports of director and auditor. Secondly, General Tan Sri Muhammad bin Muhammad Ali and Datin Imelda binti Mazlan will be the director to retire from the board during this AGM. All of the board members have agreed to re-elect both of them as director during the next AGM. Thirdly, members have agreed that Encik Idris will retire from the board during the next AGM due to the appointment of a director not done through AGM. He will be reappointed again to become directors during the next AGM. Fourthly, all members have agreed to reappoint Messrs. Crow Malaysia PLT as auditor for the next fiscal year, and the audit fees will be fixed at 68,000 ringgit Malaysia per annum. Fifthly, board members have agreed for the director's remuneration in terms of fees and benefits will remain the same amount. Sixthly, regarding the authority to issue share pursuant to sections 75 and 76 of Companies Act 2016, all the board members have agreed and approved this matter. Seventhly, about the proposed change of name, all the board members have agreed and approved this matter. Lastly, about the other matter, for the first matter, Tan Sri Muhammad bin Muhammad Ali has agreed to invest in Rancak Travel Secretarial Berhad. About the next matter is all the board members have agreed to the suggestion of Datin Imelda on obtaining a loan amounting 70 million ringgit Malaysia from M-Bank Islamic Berhad to secure the payment for the land at Mukim Pengkalan Kundur. And the last matter is the date of next AGM has been decided on 10th of July 2022.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Vinci, for the conclusion. If there are no other questions or matter that need to be discussed, I would like to look for a motion to adjourn.
I propose the meeting to be adjourned.
I second the proposal.
I now declare this meeting to be adjourned. Thank you all for coming today, and our meeting has ended now.
Thank you for a fruitful and interesting discussion.
And also thank you for a stimulating and informative conversation that we have today.
Thank you too for all the contribution in this discussion.